Hey guys, I'm Desikan, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about makeup that you should be picking up before they are discontinued. So the reason I decided to do this video is because I recommend so many products time and time again, and some of the products that I used to love and have recommended in the past, you can't find them anymore. And so in today's video I'm going to be talking about some products that I really love, and maybe you should be picking it up before these are discontinued too, because you can never say anything with these brands. You never know when they take some products out of the market. So anyways, I've got a blister on my tongue, so that's why I'm talking like a little weirdly. Okay, anyways, let's start. Firstly, for primer, I have to talk about this primer one more time. This one is a Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Primer. You guys, Maybelline has an habit of discontinuing some products, and they just keep some for a really long time, but I don't know if this will be there forever or it would be gone really fast. But I feel like if you have dry skin, you should definitely try this one out. I love this, and this is one of like the top primers for me. I enjoy using this, and I have used this today on my face as well, but I did use it with a very sparing hand because the weather currently is a little bit hot and it gets a little bit humid inside my room as well, so I don't want to sweat a lot, because this is a dewy primer and it's amazing for people with dry skin, and especially during like those colder months, drier weather's condition, this would go on really well. The makeup just goes on, glides on in fact very smoothly, and such a good primer. This would beat a lot of your high-end primers hands down. Such a good product. So the next one we're going to be talking about is the Calabar Cellular Dry Oil. You get 30 ml of product. This retails for around 1200 rupees, but you can always find it for about 840 rupees, and that would be the ideal time to pick this up. Such a good oil for people with dry skin. Again, not so much for people with oily skin, and if you want to get ready for a certain occasion, you just wanted to add a little bit of glow, your skin is feeling really dry, dehydrated, this oil does help a lot. The makeup just goes on really smoothly on top of that. But I haven't demoed it in today's video because of the aforesaid reasons. I will look greasy. And then another foundation that I have been loving, and I feel like this is such a good product. This feels like high-end makeup. This one is the NY Bay Liquid Foundation, and the finish that this gives on the skin is so good. It feels like it has like a blurring effect on the skin. It's not too dewy, it's not too matte, and has beautiful coverage as well. The only problem with this foundation is that it doesn't come with a pump, and the product inside is a little bit thick, so I always use it with a brush like this. I just dunk the brush in and then apply it on my face, but the finish is amazing, and nobody would even know the price of this foundation. They just got it right with this. And I got this one in the shade 06 Mocha, which looks a little bit too yellow for my skin, so I might try out another shade later sometime, but currently I do just mix this with my other foundations and just use it, because the amount of foundations I have, I can't really go ahead and have the luxury to choose the exact match and just keep this other product. So I just try to work with whatever I already have instead of just keep going on buying something else. And then the one that I have currently on my face, this one is the Insight HD foundation. This one is a dewy finish foundation. I have this one in the shade MN30, which is a little bit like orange tone for my skin, but it matches my skin tone pretty well, and I really like the finish of this. You can keep this at light medium coverage and it just look very skin like, very natural, or you can build on it, keep it to medium coverage and look really good. This photographs well, it holds up pretty well, it's staying in place pretty well right now, even though I'm feeling really hot and sweaty, but it's not like making it look excessively dewy. It just has an amazing finish, and again something that doesn't even look like this price point. So you get 20 ml of product, and I think this one retails for around 250 rupees. Such a good product, definitely something you should be trying out. Another foundation as well, I don't think this will go out of stock anytime soon, but I'm just letting you guys know in case you were sleeping on this. This one is the Miss Claire Everyday Foundation. I have this one in the shade beige and caramel. I feel like both of these are a very yellow toned foundation. Like when I apply it right now, you can see that it looks a little bit yellow, but this is a little bit thicker in consistency, and it has slightly like medium high coverage. I wouldn't recommend this for people who have very dry skin or dry patches on your face because of that thicker consistency, but if you have normal skin and like combination oily skin type, you would really love this foundation. This affordable brand has come up with so many different shade options, so you can find a shade for yourself. I pretty much mix the shade beige and caramel to make it okay on my skin. So I really like this foundation as well, and you get 30 ml of product, and I think that retails for $2.99. And then coming to a loose powder, which I think is quite underrated and works really well, and this is my favorite loose powder, second after the Huda Beauty Easy Bake loose powder. I feel like this one performs quite similar to the Huda Beauty one, just that the Huda Beauty, it sets your makeup in place. It's very smooth, very fine, and adds a subtle glow to your skin. This one doesn't do that. It can be slightly drying compared to that one, but it has that very soft finish, and it's a very, very finely milled powder. It's not very heavy. I feel like this one is even better than the Makeup Revolution loose powder in the shade Banana. So I think you guys should definitely try this out. You get 40 grams of product, and this is again a super affordable brand. So most of the products from this particular brand is really good insight. You guys know my thoughts on this particular brand. It's really nice, and this one is made in India. So yeah, really nice. It's what I use to set my under eye concealer, and the concealer actually just stays in place, and it wouldn't cake it up, it wouldn't dry your under eye area out. It just is a very nice loose powder, and it's in case you're like feeling like very oily and sweaty around the rest of your face as well, you can set it and it would work out pretty well. So next up, I'm going to be talking about an eyeshadow palette. I'm not sticking to any particular order, I'm just talking about products as in when I'm reaching for them. This one is the Nicka K.O. Honey eyeshadow palette. It's what I have on my eyes today. Just see that pop of gold, like intense pop of gold, and it just is smooth, it's buttery, it's pigmented, it is amazing. And you can actually find this eyeshadow palette with a set of other two eyeshadow palettes for 9.99 rupees, or you can pick this one up on its own as well. And I don't think any of you guys would regret this. Like, ooh, so good. This one is a little bit of a deeper gold, this one is of a little bit of a lighter gold, but I wish they added some other shade that has a little bit of a pop. And this yellow is what I used in my crease as well. It's a very pigmented yellow shade, a nice subtle light brown shade, which you wouldn't get to pack on your outer corner. Like if you wanted that intense color, it wouldn't give you that, but it would give you a nice soft color in your outer corner or in your crease as well. So I really like this eyeshadow palette. Such a beautiful warm eyeshadow palette, and again, so many of these brands, so many of the products from so many brands that are not like Indian brands, you can't really find some of their products like eventually. So I would say probably stock this up. And then we are talking about some blush. I have the Color Bar Cheek Illusion blush in the shade Sweet Scarlet. It's what I have on this side of my face. It's a beautiful blush. I love the shade of this. It's not just a mauve toned blush. It has a little bit of red, pink undertones to it, and it just looks really nice and pigmented. And I feel like this blush shade would show up on a lot of different skin tones. I have to use this with a very light hand, otherwise it just looks like a punch of color. It has a pretty decent lasting power, and it's not the most long lasting blush, but it is pretty good. And also the blushes on my face don't last really long because I don't really pack on it as much, but I really like the formula of this. It's a matte blush, but it's not too matte, like not too drying. It feels really nice and smooth on the skin. And another blush that I again really like is from Sugar. Sugar is again notorious for discontinuing a lot of their products. Some things that, you know, they just take it off and you never get it again. So this blush in the shade Mauve Marvel, it's one of my favorite like mauve tone blush. Again, I really like these tones of blushes because I feel like they look really nice on my skin. They work really well with pretty much any eyeshadow look, warm toned, cool toned look, anything pretty much. Both these shades would work. They are quite similar, like they are similar color family, so you can pick and choose right here, and you do get similar quantity of product in both, so you can pick whichever one you like. But both of those are amazing blushes and something that I do reach out for quite a lot. Like I have such a warm toned look today, but you can see that the blush is not looking too pink or too peachy. It's just a little bit of a neutral shade. It balances out the eyeshadow look, so that's what I really like about these blush shades. And then we have highlighter. I have talked about this time and time again, and in case you're still sleeping on it, pick this one up, you guys. It's really affordable. It's less than 100 rupees. It's such a nice creamy highlighter. Look, gives you that wet finish on your skin, like you're glowing from within. It doesn't really have extremely like huge chunky glitter particles, something that you can wear on a daily basis as well with a very, very light hand, and it will look really nice. Pick this one up. This one is in the shade 03 Angelic Beauty. It has a little bit of For me, I feel like it's a little bit of like a subtle gold with slight rose gold hints to it. I really like this particular shade. It looks really nice and it goes pretty well with my skin tone. And then of course mascara, which I have talked about time and time again, but since the brand is coming up with newer mascaras, I have a feeling that they might really call this off eventually. So as the Mas Fabulash mascara, one of the best mascaras I discovered in the affordable market, and this is something that I genuinely reach out for so much. It doesn't irritate my eye, it doesn't sting and burn my eye, and also it gives me pretty good length and volume. So really like the mascara from this particular brand. And then a contour product. This one is from Itex Dazzler. This one is in the this one is the foundation stick in the shade Contour FS. Spoke about this so many times and I still have a couple of people asking me like, really, is this worth it? But it gives you that really nice chiseled look and it adds good amount of shadow. It's blendable. It's not the most creamiest product, but it is blendable. It stays in place. It's what I have used today as well and I really like it. I don't however recommend this shade for people who are of lighter skin tones than I am. I feel like it is a little bit too stark. You can try out their shades called Dusky FS1, Dusky FS2. So those are a little bit more warm toned, maybe even a little bit lighter, so it would work for your skin tone, but this is strictly for people of like my skin tone and deeper. So yeah, I like it. I feel like it's such a good product for an affordable price range and I'm not sure when all of this will be taken off and then I don't want you guys to regret it. And now we're moving on to the fun part, which is lipsticks. I have quite a few to talk to you guys about. The first one being, I think, okay, you should pause the video and pick this one up. Okay, first let me tell you what is this. This one is the Swiss Beauty Lip Crayon in the shade Coffee. Beautiful shade, as you guys can see from the swatch. Excuse the outfit and the eyeshadow. I usually do it with bare face, but time crunch. Okay, so this is such a beautiful shade of lipstick. I don't really have anything in my collection that looks similar to this, so I want you guys to pick this one up because it's affordable. It's a really good formulation. It's long wearing, it's not very drying, it's super pigmented. You remember the shade Bronze from Swiss Beauty that I used to talk about so much? I can't find it anywhere in stock, you guys. So before that happens to this particular shade, I want you to try it out. Please try it out, okay? Because so many times there are particular shades that I wanted to pick up and I just procrastinated and I waited on it and I can't find it anymore. I love the shades L'Oreal Pure Garnet and Maybelline Berry Bossy. I can't find them anymore. So I've talked about them so many times and it's good if you actually pick them up because they're beautiful shades, but I can't find them in stock anymore. And I'm like, okay. And then again from Sugar, I have the shade Justice. One amazing shade this one is, and I feel like the formulation of this is not the best. Yes, I agree. I have talked about this when I initially reviewed this particular lipstick as well. It can be a little bit drying and if you sip something and everything, it just fades off from the center of your lips. Happens with pretty much most waxy lipsticks, but this one is pretty pigmented. It's not like extremely like drying on the lips. It doesn't tug and pull on your lips, but it does have a little bit of a rigid texture. But the shade is amazing. I can see past anything for this shade because it is that good and I can't find anything similar to this. I talked about all of these lipsticks in my lipsticks I couldn't dupe, like unique lipstick shades. I will link it right here. Beautiful shade. And then a couple of other shades. The one that I have on my lips right now, which is Mars Lip Crayon in the shade Girl Power. This lipstick, it can be a little bit drying, like especially if you're talking so much. I already have quite dry lips. Like you can see, it fades away from the sides. But I love the shade and I have worn this formula quite a few times out as well. It's not very messy underneath mask and it's not something that bleeds a lot. So I like it for that reason. And this shade is beautiful. It's a mixture of brown, a little bit of red and orange hints to it. Amazing. And then the next shade that I have is something again I reach out for so much on a daily basis. This is the Lakme liquid lipstick in the shade Brown Souvenir. It has a little bit of like that red brown hints to it. It's such a beautiful shade and I have seen this swatched on people of deeper skin tones as well. It looks really nice. One of the most comfortable liquid lipstick formulas that I own and beautiful, just a beautiful shade. And this one I got it in the mini variant, so it is a little bit more accessible in terms of price point as well. So in case you haven't picked this one up, pick it up please. please do so before again it's gone. And then another shade that I slept on this one for the longest time, and then I think around 2020 I decided, like, let me make that purchase. I want to get this shade. This one is the Shampoo Extreme Wear Transfer Proof Liquid Lipstick in the shade 482. The only problem with these liquid lipsticks is that they are very liquidy. They take a little bit of a time, not a little bit, like a long time to dry down on your lips, and that's the reason my lip swatch is looking like it's a freshly applied liquid lipstick. I waited for it to dry down, you guys, but it doesn't. It takes a while, but I love this shade. It's a little bit of a brown, a little bit of cool toned brown hint to it, so beautiful nude shade for my skin tone. I love this. The formula is pretty good as well, and this was raved after so much when they initially launched it, and I still love this shade. So yeah, do check them out. And so yeah, those are pretty much all the products that I can still find in stock that have not been discontinued that I want to talk to you guys about. I don't know, while I'm like editing this, which one is going to be out of stock forever. I'm not sure, because it's that unpredictable. But let me know what is that one product that you guys wanted to pick up from a long time, and then now you can't find it in stock at all, and you have a feeling it's been discontinued. Let me know in the comment section down below, because for me, I feel like Maybelline Lip Gradation in the shade Mauve 1 is one shade that I just slept on, and I can't find it anymore, and I just like kind of regret not picking that particular shade up. For me, it's that one particular shade. I always think about it as well. So let me know what is yours in the comment section down below, and while you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.